Lexington, Bayard, and Roma. I'll try Roma. Roma's a terrible pick for the format, I think, but I'll try it anyway because I sort of don't care. I just like playing Roma. If there's more submarines in this queue, I'm not dealing with this again, right? As soon as that submarine number goes to 2, I'm bailing. I'm done with submarines in this format. It's so stupid. I should not be dealing with submarines in ranked. There better not be submarines in this game. It's my point, Jirax. That's my point. Submarines are totally fine in ranked, but they're banned from clan battles and King of the Sea. Of course. Whatever. Well, I don't have cruisers to shoot at, but I have big fat battleships that eat my shells all day long, so I suppose that feels okay. And I'm kind of stealthy for a battleship. I gotta think about my deployment here. I'm gonna move up and just support these guys in mid for a bit, but I'm gonna need to be looking for places that I can do crazy things. What's my goofy depth charge range? 10. All right, that's not bad.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
I'm not surprised, Jirax. I did see that. I'm not surprised. Now let's go back to Gabe's question, right? Gabe asked me if I was quote unquote happy with the anniversary event. You're talking to somebody who is already kind of a whale. You're asking the wrong person, okay? Right? I don't need almost anything they're giving out. So I look at it and go, okay. Now, with that said, it feels like they are giving away less than previous years. But let's be honest, right? For years, economically, Wargaming has been far more generous than I ever expected them to be. I mean, go back all the way to some of those original Christmases. They gave away free ships, right? Some of the mission chains were kind of dumb, and they got even dumber, right? That first dockyard was just crazy. But, like, back when they gave out, like, Graf Spee and all that stuff, those mission chains were not outrageous. I mean, you had to invest some time in the game, but they weren't crazy. You know, the previous anniversary events have all been, honestly, pretty nice. Like, fairly generous. So, if they basically... if they decide, okay, boys, we need to curb this back a little bit, I'm not really all that surprised to hear that. I'll be honest, it doesn't shock me. And for me, I don't get upset about it, right? Because I guess maybe I have a different viewpoint in that I feel like they've been pretty generous for a number of years now, and I should not have turned in because I want to back off, and these turpits are blocking me from doing so. And so, yeah, Puerto Rico was dumb. That was a terribly executed dockyard event. But the bottom line for me is I look at it and go, all right, so we're getting a little less than we've gotten before. Yeah, but like ordinarily what we get is crazy, right? You get crazy amounts of stuff once or twice a year between the game's anniversary and Christmas. They've decided for whatever reason that they need to bring that back. Okay, I guess to me I look at it and go, well, I sort of get it. Now, it feels kind of crappy on top of all of the other nut punches that we've taken in the last couple of years, right? There, I can't argue the point, right? If you look at me and say, but Raptor, the anniversary thing, feels really bad. Look at all the stuff that... Okay, yeah, exactly, right? When you take it in the aggregate, I have to 100% agree with you. It feels really awful. And I'll say this here's the other thing about the game economy, right? You're talking about the game economy, Grey Wolf. These guys own the game economy, right? If the game economy is a mess, frankly, no offense, it's because you made it that way, right? Your decisions, rightly or wrongly, have led to this. So then, why necessarily should everybody else have to pay the price for your bad decision making, right? There's a valid argument to be made there as well. Where was that sturdy? I bet he's over here. Yeah, this Turpit salvo is going to hurt a little bit. Oh, no, it's not. He turned. He keeps this U-190 keeps pinging. Okay, there we go. This U-190 keeps pinging and doesn't understand he needs to not do that if he wants to live. There he is. There he is. Miscellaneous.
Much better. Coochie coochie. Coochie coochie. Coochie coochie.
Oh, he's run way south. Look at this dude. Okay, he's not at all where I thought he was. I'm way out in front of him with those bombs. Keep him lit for a bit, would you? I'm still going to catch him probably with a little bit of splash damage. No. That feels kind of crappy. Okay, he's turning this way. Ooh, you felt that, son.
You need a new ass. That one's got a hole in it.
Come on. All right. We don't have a ship lead. Our submarine is dead.
Damn.
That feels
Desert
kind of
road,
crappy.
No gas and no chicks.
Their submarine is about to die. Oh, really? Somehow he lived? Come on. He just got his torps off at me, which feels terrible. Somehow he managed to live. And he shouldn't have. Luckily, he's flooding.
Much better. Coochie coochie.
Yeah, he's about to eat it.
Coochie coochie.
Congratulations, sir. It's the last thing you're going to get to do this game. And you didn't even get a flood. All right. Let's push and go murder things. Okay. What's up, Fist? What's up, Fist? Hang on, I'm reading. So, Jirax, you're not necessarily wrong, but here's what you have to remember about what you're saying about the ego, right? Wargaming always believes that they know best for the game, right? And in fairness, it's kind of literally their job, right? Like, I won't pretend that they always get it right. There's plenty of demonstrable instances over the years where they have gotten it wrong, okay? But the point remains that they're always going to think that way. So kind of blaming them for that mindset is a little that shouldn't surprise you, right? Really, I hit 3 and they were all for 0. That's amazing. Well done. Okay, fine. It's the Uland out here spotting me wherever he is. Come on. This Monarch is dead. He just hasn't figured it out yet. Those torpedoes are going to murder him. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with you guys, Mike and Jirax. I mean, bad. To me, you're saying bad people. To me, that's an overgeneralization, right? Wargaming has any MMO. Let's be honest. We're singling out wargaming because that's obviously what we're playing. But any MMO, right? You can say this exact same thing about Blizzard. Any MMO has a very tight rope to walk between. I have to monetize what I'm doing, and it has to bring in money. And I don't want to piss off so many players that everybody quits and nobody will spend money on my game, right? There's a narrow window in there, right? If you imagine the two halves of the Venn diagram, there's that little sliver in the middle, and they've got to stay in that little sliver in the middle where they don't piss off everybody, but they're able to monetize, they're able to make money. And so it becomes, in my mind, it's very easy to throw stones, and it's very easy to claim that they're bad people, but I don't necessarily agree, right? They're making decisions through a completely different lens than you and I are. And that's always been the case. Right? Wargaming, from the very beginning of the game, has always made decisions through the lens of we have to make money doing this. They've never really been they've never really hidden that from people. That shouldn't be a shock. Now, the trick is that there are times that they push too far, and the player base revolts, pushes back, right? Let's say. Okay, Jirax. Now that is a good way to word it, right? When they're wrong, they don't want to admit it. That's probably fair. They have admitted in the past when they've screwed up. Go back and look at Puerto Rico, right? Perfect example. For a long, long time, they just were adamant, they tripled down on Puerto Rico. But eventually, they realized, wow, we really hosed that up, right? And Mike phrases it exactly how I think, where my head is at, right? You have to make money. I don't have any problem with the company making money. My frustration is it feels like there's a point past which it feels like the relationship between the game developer and the player is past the point of, as the game developer, I say, guys, I've created this beautiful new premium. Look at it. Isn't it amazing? And they put their hand out and say, that'll be $40, right? And then you can decide for yourself if you want to invest your hard-earned money in what they have created. There comes a point which, though, and I feel like we've kind of crossed this line about a year and a half ago, right? Where it feels like the relationship is not, we're having a conversation and I have my hand out, like Vanna White, like, look at what I have created. Would you like to purchase it? It's, I'm reaching into your wallet and taking money out of it. And that's a little disingenuous because some of what they make is still optional stuff, right? The early release events are mind-blowing to me. To me, the early release events are one of the things they do that I can't countenance, right? They are so exploitative. They are so exploitative because they're intentionally monetizing people's pathological need to have the new hotness right now. And I hate that. I hate it. It would be less offensive to me if the prices were lower. But when you start selling people tech tree ships for like $150, and the only difference between what you get and what somebody gets 3 months later is, well, you got it early. Like, yeah, exactly. FOMO, exactly. Well, no, not even FOMO, right? If I'm releasing a tech tree ship, it's coming to the game, guys. Whether I spend money on it or not, that ship is going to permanently be content in the game that I have access to. Now, there's a flip side to this argument, okay? There are people in the world with more money than they have time to invest in the game. And so when you offer them the opportunity to just flat out buy something,
To Jurassic Park.
they're going to take it, right? Because that way they don't have to grind it out. I still hate it though. Like I even intellectually, at an intellectual level, I understand why that is. I understand why they do it. As a business, if I was in their shoes, I admit it. If I was in their shoes, I would do it. I would do it. I still hate it. As a player, it feels terrible to me. And so it bothers me that they kind of lean so heavy into that.